Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. And remember, this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show. I'm one of your hosts, Wobble Plays, alongside I was the Blue Jay Court.
Wow, that was bad. Do you know it's only
How awful.
$58 for a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie upper deck pass?
Really?
Ooh, yeah, buddy.
You're losing money not getting it at this
Graded
point.
PSA 10.
Wow.
That's how it's gotta be.
$58?
58 Canadian. Dude, get on there, buy that.
It's free, dude.
like-
That's free.
It's like 38 US. I wonder how many there are in circulation. That other voice you hear
there's
is
a million.
there's got to
the
be someone.
90s. There's a million cards, man.
Is Pez? What's up, brother?
Hey, gentlemen. How we doing? How was everyone's weekend? Look at this.
Good.
92 juiced Barry Bonds.
Oh,
I'm
Dude,
going through.
that man is on gear.
Guys, I'll say this to you right now. If Barry Bonds, because we did get Paul, we've got all the juice boys, right? We're missing A-Rod and Barry Bonds, right? A-Rod obviously won't be in the game because he pretty much he has his own self, right? He has his own play. He would cost too much money. If we got Barry Bonds in season 2, you losing your mind? Because we've got 5 legends that they're bringing in season 2. That
you know what?
About.
Give me Pirates
Barry
legend
Bonds?
Barry Bonds
With the hat,
and I'm all in. I will grind for days.
When did he play?
Hat? Do you have that? Please stop.
I'm Giants.
He played for the Pirates, and then he
Hold on. Pez,
played for the San Fran Giants.
You just asked who freaking Barry Bonds was.
I know who he is, but I knew him on the Giants.
Yeah, but he's a Pirate.
Before that, he played for the Pirates. His dad also played for the Pirates.
Barry Bonds Sr.
So Pez and I both cheer for teams that actually Pez's team's doing well this year, so I can't even say it.
To be fair, what's up, everyone?
My game's 500. Yeah.
To be fair, the Pirates started 21-8 last season, did make the playoffs, so it happens.
That is true. But you do have Key Brian Hayes and O'Neal Cruz.
Sure do.
In fact, if you guys are playing MLB The Show, I would suggest buying the living daylights out of those cards for the update because they're both going to go up.
Yeah, and O'Neal Cruz, his live series card is very cheap. To go get.
Yeah, and that'll be a diamond by the end of the year, 100%.
100%. Unless he breaks his ankle and misses the season again like he did last year. Freaking Pirates, man.
What'd you guys do this weekend?
Look at that. Well
did
done.
it. He did it. Court, kick us off. What'd you do this weekend?
So this weekend, I did something that I know Pez was very proud of. So my daughter, we've been having a hard time picking movies because she's kind of over cartoons a little bit. She didn't like the last movie, Disney Wish, and anytime we bring her to the movie, she's just like, why can't I go these are all baby movies. It's all right. So we've watched Home Alone, we've done all that kind of stuff. So we're at the point where we've done PG movies. We were gonna do the Goonies. I think we'll do that this weekend, but she's really wanted to watch Ghostbusters, and I almost brought her to the new one because my daughter doesn't really get scared about things. So, and to me, Ghostbusters is just all stupid, except Ghostbusters 1. So I found a web page where, and I can't, this is terrible. I don't have the name of it because it was on my phone, but it shows you where you should fast forward for certain things.
Right.
So I decided to watch with her. We watched the trailer first and she was down. Paul Rudd Ghostbusters. So the newer Ghostbusters. So the first of the new ones, not the latest one in the theater. She watched the trailer. Afterlife. She was all in for this. So we started watching it. About halfway through the movie, she is drawing ghost traps on paper. She is talking about how she wants to be the Ghostbusters for Halloween. We finished watching the movie and she's like, can we watch another one? I was like, okay, well, we can watch Ghostbusters 2 because I'm trying to go in Ghostbusters 2 is nothing. It's a nothing burger, right? There's
nothing
it's pretty much PG. Let's be honest here. We watched Ghostbusters 2. Now, my daughter is 7, turning 8 in a couple months. She's a little bit more mature for her age. But anyways, we watched Ghostbusters 2. She loves it. So then she's like, I want to watch Ghostbusters 1. I'm like, okay, there is some questionable scenes in Ghostbusters 1. It's a late 80s movie, a mid 80s movie. There's the scene where Dan Aykroyd is getting a Hummer from the ghost that is inappropriate. There is the we came, we saw, we kicked there. So I knew that scene, right? So I was like, okay, I can fast forward that. So as soon as that happens, and that's when I found this webpage. So like literally, I'm like sitting there with the Apple remote, and I can see it, and I know like the song comes on, and I'm like, oh, there's something. Fast forward, and I was like, what's that? Not. Just fast forward to Living Daylights out of that, so she doesn't get to see Dan Aykroyd, with the ghost. And then when we had to have with Gozer and the Gatekeeper and stuff, I'm like, it's a little suggestive. So we fast forwarded that as well. But the violence and the ghost stuff, like, that was totally fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
But in all seriousness, she really enjoyed the movies. Oddly enough, do you know which one is rated the worst to let your kids watch out of all? Because it's on this webpage. Because we didn't watch it. So there's one we didn't watch. One, I think it's a terrible movie. But
then
I
it
don't
has to be the 2016 one.
Yeah, because I don't count it. It doesn't
Horrible.
count in canon. It's absolutely terrible. Do you know why? It's because there's way too many bad jokes in it, like offside jokes. And I honestly think that's what ruins the movie. They're trying to make a joke every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
They're not like Bill Murray, who has his comedic genius. Him and Dan Aykroyd can just drop it in, or or talk about a Twinkie. Like, it's just not there. So she has come away from this as, I now have a ghost trap that we bought from Walmart for $20. We are going to be Ghostbusters for Halloween.
Nice.
I am trying to get myself, I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure, I'm going to spend the $200, and I'm going to get a proton pack.
Nice.
Like, it's happening. Once like the Spirit Halloweens and all that open, I'm buying it.
Now's the time to get it, though.
100%. So I went on, there's a webpage that you can go on, the Spirit Halloween webpage, and you can put your notify when the stuff comes in. So I'll get a notification and I'll buy it right away. And I'm going to have my PKA meter. She gets one, I get one. I get a proton pack. She doesn't get a proton pack because they're only for the big kids. So there's like a kid version one that I'm going to buy her. I'm trying to find one like on Facebook and stuff of like for the movies. And we're going to be Ghostbusters for Halloween. And we're pretty excited about it. And usually, like, my daughter wanted to be Star Wars this year. We could never find her a Rey costume. So she's in it to win it. So she's now for Fan Expo. She's like, can we get Ghostbusters stuff? I'm like, yeah, we can.
Listen, very easy.
That's awesome.
You can go on Amazon, buy yourself the flight suit, and then you just buy patches and have someone sew them on. Because that's what I did when I made my flight suit. Is because I have the flight suit, I have the elbow pads. Like, I have one ready to roll. I just need the pack.
Now, Pez.
Yep.
Let me ask you. Now, you've seen the newest movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So have I. In order of your favorite to least, order them, and don't count 2016 because it's not even canon anymore. Ivan Reitman pretty much acts like that movie never existed. Unless it's made by a Reitman, the movies are not canon. That's my rule.
Here are my favorites. Ghostbusters, the original, obviously.
I think that's like an easy.
Afterlife.
Same. I really liked it.
Frozen Empire, Ghostbusters 2. I hate Ghostbusters 2 so much.
I like it, and I don't know why. I really like it for the soundtrack. But I also forgot. It was $14 on Apple. I got the real Ghostbusters all 10 seasons.
Oh, so good. So
Dude,
good.
She's been watching it.
They were on it was on US Netflix for a while, and Kenzie and I watched a lot of it.
It's also wicked scary.
It is much scarier than I remember it.
Dude, it's like, no wonder in the 80s we were so desensitized. We watched some terrible stuff.
It was a lot scarier than I remember. And like I'm gonna say the name wrong. Like Sayahim, the pumpkin Halloween god. Like, he was the scariest thing in the world in that.
Dude, on the third episode they had the witch doctor guy. He's freaking out, man.
It was great. Oh, it was so good. Court, give me your rankings of those.
So Ghostbusters 1, Afterlife, Ghostbusters 2, then the latest.
Frozen Empire.
You know, I liked Frozen Empire. I know a lot of people didn't. I really liked it for the fact that it was only an hour and a half. I thought that was the greatest.
You know what took me out of Ghostbusters 2? The Statue of Liberty walking down the street.
Yeah, but you had Stay Puft in the first one. What's the difference?
I was like, this is dumb. I don't want to see a slime pack. Give me the proton packs. I don't care about slime. Give me proton packs.
Frozen Empire, when you saw them playing with the slime in the background, what happened? Did you point? Did you point at the screen?
No, nope, I sat there quietly and I just observed.
Did you notice it?
Yeah.
The slime is in it and a bunch of times.
Yep.
The amount of Easter eggs, and I haven't been able to find, no one's done it yet. There's been like new rock stars, none of them on YouTube have done it. The amount of Easter eggs that are in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is crazy.
Tons.
Like crazy. The librarian who's in the very first one is the lady that's giving off the object at the very beginning. The cab driver that looks up at the building is in it again. Like so many over and over again. And these are just the ones that I caught. And I'm not that good at catching on these things. But then when you walk in Dan Aykroyd's shop, there's all those things. The only thing that I noticed when I rewatched them all, at the beginning of the beginning of the new Ghostbusters, the 2020 Afterlife.
Yeah.
They say that they sold a developer had bought the fire station.
Yeah.
They talk about it. And that, unfortunately, they put that in there. And then in the second one, they go back to it and it's there out of nowhere. Yet it was turned into condos in the first one.
It was what's it turned into condos? Because I thought Winston, there is a scene, an after credit scene where Winston buys it.
Ah, okay. I didn't see that. Okay. Because all I saw was the after credit scene with Bill Murray.
Yeah. So there's like a post credit scene where he buys it. Waba, what'd you do this weekend?
Yeah, what'd you sell and buy?
It's garbage, but shocker. But I viewed something that I have not viewed in many times. I actually think my very first WrestleMania.
God, that was sorry. I am so sorry. I'll let you go, but like, as a friend, you know I love you, and I did not say anything mean or rude there because you were like, "There's something I haven't seen in a really long time."
I know
there are so many things,
but we are a kid-friendly podcast, so we can't go down there.
Why do you? That's right, because we wouldn't say anything awful. Like,
it would be over.
If Spokesy was on here, we would have been done the first 5 minutes.
I would have just laughed for the next hour or so.
So I watched my very first WrestleMania live.
Your very first? Sorry.
I've never watched
on TV,
one.
You mean on TV, not you
on TV
there live? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And when I say live, I mean not like a rerun. I wasn't there. I wasn't present.
What's a rerun? Sorry, Back to the Future 2 joke. I couldn't let it go.
That's funny. So I watched a lot of wrestling during the Attitude Era. I know we've talked about it when a friend of the show, Matt, was on, Matt from Assemble, and I don't know why I started kind of getting back into it. I think it's probably because of The Rock. Actually, that's exactly why.
I was going to raise my hand and say I know why. Because
he's awesome, and his persona now is the final boss, which I think is very cool, and he's like uber heel. And it's kind of hard to miss, like all over Twitter. Everyone's been talking about it, like this lead up. Now, I don't know a lot of the characters, like the new wrestlers. I don't know a lot of the storylines, but it's easy to like learn and find out. And I will say, I was surprisingly impressed the whole way through. I didn't realize how big of an event it was. I know I should, but like I never watched pay-per-view in the past. But again, like I took a huge break. So like the big shows were very small, like when I used to watch it.
But Raw was huge. Did you live under a rock?
No, I watched, but I never watched a WrestleMania. So I thought
it's like when we went to the hockay game and you were in such awe every 2 seconds. Really cool. It was like he was literally like a kid in a candy store.
I am blown away. I am blown away that you have not seen WrestleMania 17, which is The Rock Austin, which is the best,
one of the best,
WrestleMania 17.
Warrior Hogan.
WrestleMania 17 or X7, as you will, has the TLC 2 match between Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudley Boys. It has.
Didn't he get hurt? Didn't Edge get hurt?
He speared Jeff Hardy off of holding the title rings and like gave himself a concussion.
Yeah.
It has is that Jericho Benoit or Kurt Angle Benoit? I forget one of those two matches.
It's Kurt Angle.
It's
Kurt
incredible.
Angle, and that's where Kurt Angle hurts his neck. You also have Socko in there.
Yep. Oh man, you go watch WrestleMania 17.
Attitude Era is one of the best eras of WWE.
If you have Peacock, go watch it. It's phenomenal.
I love Attitude Era, but I feel like what I just witnessed, not knowing a lot of the characters, they have the personalities now to like put that on. Like people are watching these people now, like the Roman Reigns, the Cody Rhodes, and those are going to be like the people that we like hold in that. It's wild, like the presence these folks, like their intros are going out and people like, you know, cheering along with certain parts. Like it was outside at like the, you know, Philadelphia, like arena. I was blown away. And so the match was set up. They had a tag team on whatever. Like
Night one.
like the day before, but it was called like Bloodline Rules. Now again, I don't know what this is. I'm telling you what I've just recently learned in the past few days, which means no countouts, no interference. At one point, The Rock was outside the ring, and the ref starts going. He goes, "You keep counting, I'm going to fire you," because he's playing into being a board member, which I thought was awesome.
He's actually a board member.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
So, which was cool how they went them. But basically, what happened was all these people were interfering to try to like help and do whatever. So at one point, John Cena comes down. I lost it. He's running down. He goes and gets this guy who, by the way, apparently knocked him out of a Royal Rumble. So there's like all these like threads, and Triple H is in charge now. So he's like getting all these threads from all these things. So he gets him. John Cena, the camera's at him, like being bad, and all of a sudden you hear the Rock's theme. So he goes to like Fear. They match up in the ring. They do the thing where they face off and look left and right.
Yeah,
and
didn't
then
they make the Rock a bad guy now?
Yeah, the Rock's a heel. He gets
but
so,
but that's what he was when he first came in, anyways.
Yeah, but he's back to like Hollywood, like Rock. So
he's
he does the
Hollywood
John
Rock,
Cena
baby.
goes like that, like he does the "you can't see me." Rock bottoms him, and all of a sudden, like he's about to like hit, Cody Rhodes with something, and all of a sudden you hear, bong, goes dark. The screaming, and here's me getting hype. Like I haven't watched this in years, and all of a sudden the lights come back on. The Rock is yelling towards like the entrance, like, "Come on, like where are you?" The camera pans. The Undertaker is like, and he's like, man. The Rock turns around, and immediately, again, actors, but like the face he put on is like one of absolute fear. And the Rock goes to hit him. Undertaker, boom, choke slam, bong, dark. Then the lights come back on. It was wild. They basically turned this event into like the Avengers. It had people. And the title, by the way,
Stone Cold's not there, then there's not the Avengers.
Well, people thought that Stone Cold was supposed to be there instead of the Undertaker, but the dude can't move his neck. Like, his body's like kind of broken. Like, imagine like hearing like the shattered glass, and then. But
will you
grant me?
It was wild.
They would lose their minds.
Will you grant me 2 minutes to tell you incredible storytelling about that WrestleMania match?
Please.
In 2014. In 2014, little stable known as the Shield. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, now Jon Moxley in AEW. Seth Rollins turns on Roman Reigns, hits him with the chair. This is the catalyst. This is for 10 years of storytelling. So what happens basically in this whole match is in night 2, Seth Rollins is on Raw and he's like, "Cody Rhodes, I'm going to be your Shield, blah, blah, blah." Comes down in night 2, in the Shield music hits. He comes down to the ring, and if you notice, Waba, if you ever rewatch it, when Roman Reigns chooses to not deal with Cody and he hits Seth Rollins with the chair, it is a direct shot of the 2014 when he turned on him. It is 10 years of incredible storytelling, all wrapped up in that match.
Is that what everybody wouldn't stop on Twitter talking about Cody Rhodes? And I'm just like, Jesus, like,
yeah,
his dad wasn't even that like. Didn't care for him as a wrestler.
Dustin Rhodes, baby. How dare you, baby?
And I didn't realize
we all live on
like
hard times.
Goldust is his half brother.
So Dustin Rhodes is his brother, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
I didn't know. So like again, I knew Goldust. I didn't like. I'm relearning all this stuff.
You knew that Goldust was a Rhodes.
Shattered dreams, But I'm relearning all this stuff coming back. It's just it's so interesting. And I feel like they've made it so accessible, which is wild because I feel like as you said, 10 years of storytelling, I was able to appreciate it right away.
Yeah.
So again, I think that's like with anything like movies, film, TV shows, if you can just kind of like get in and like appreciate it, I think that's like a big deal. And I think they did it. And there are obviously the hardcore fans that are like losing it, but like universally you hear that like church bell and everything goes dark. Like
it's not a church bell.
Whatever,
it's
graveyard bell. I don't know, bong, whatever.
Also, I think it's more like a Liberty Bell. It's like a big bell, is it not?
A Liberty Bell?
It's cracked. It's like Stone Cold's neck.
But
WrestleMania was dope. WrestleMania was great this weekend.
It's cool. So
I will say I couldn't watch night 2 because my wife decided to sit down and watch it with me, and she would not shut up, just making snide remarks. And I was like, you know what? I'll go watch something else. So I watched it. I
could have watched it, I guess. I had Sportsnet.
It was fun.
It's real to me, damn it.
It was a good show. Well, she'd be like, and I was like, dude, will you shut up? And she's like, well, every time, like every other, like I'd be like, oh man, that was cool. She'd be like, it's fake, right? And I was like, dude, you watch The Walking Dead. Shut up. That's one time I was like, you watch The Walking Dead. Be quiet. And
I
she was
am
like,
very curious to see how popular wrestling gets now that it'll be on Netflix. I think it'll get way bigger than it is.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Raw's gonna be on Netflix. So that'll be huge. And then yeah, I mean, and now that Triple H has taken over because Vince McMahon is off, hopefully in hell.
Because he's a terrible human.
Yeah,
Continue.
he's awful. You know, Triple H is also a mark like the rest of us, which is a wrestling term for someone who believes in the business. I think the storytelling is going to be so much better. If WrestleMania was the kickoff to like the Triple H in charge era, sign me up.
It was really cool.
I'm all in. It was great.
What else you do this weekend, Pez?
Let's see. Spring soccer started 9 a.m. down in good old Saugus. It was cold. It was horrible. It was the girls won. The girls won.
Tell us how you really feel.
Well, it was it was freezing cold. It was 9 a.m. So we, you know, sports dads know you have to get there like an hour early, 45 minutes early. So we're there, you know, we leave the house at 7:30, 7:15, get down there for like 8:15. They're warming up. We're sitting in the stands, freezing patooties off. And then it was you know,
Cutie patootie, you know what I'm saying?
An hour and a half of soccer. It was great. And then now that the warm weather's here, it's all about house projects. So that's going to be my life. My life will be house projects. We want to redo the basement. All the dads now have leaned into their radio just a little more to listen about house projects. We have I want to redo our basement. We need to redo I think my skylight's leaking. So I'm going to have to take care of that. And yeah, just house projects, man.
Here we go.
Nothing major. Oh, and have still only been playing the show in Helldivers. That's all I play now.
Dude, I can't. Okay, now you said it, and I'm gonna have to talk about it. I'm playing the show too, and I just finished Team Affinity, and I talked about it last week. It's definitely becoming pay to win. They even brought out a brand new program again, but I looked at it this way. I said to Pez before, I don't play online, so for me, the fact that I'm getting free 93s, but everybody has to pull packs to get the 94s to play online to be better, I don't care because I look at it as the cards that they're putting in packs are like future stars and stuff like that. I don't care. I want the guys from the 90s. I want like I'm happy I've got my David Justice. I said to Pez, I'm looking to get my David Ortiz. I'm hoping that, you know, the Team Infinity East, it'll get announced tomorrow and we'll get to see what it is. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I know I don't get Batista because SDS pretty much said I guess they wait 5 years for the guy to be out for the put him in the game. That's how Beltran got put in this year. So Batista's next year. I guarantee I get Batista next year. So my hope is for the AL East person, it's either it won't be Josh Donaldson now because he's out. So I've got to wait 5 years to get a Josh Donaldson. My hope is it's either Edwin Encarnacion because he's not in the game. He's been out for 5 years. I did the math, and he now works for the Jays. Like, how amazing would it be to get the pair? Oh my God, as a Jays fan, or I get Delgado or John Allroot or something. Like, 'cause there's no John Allroot.
I bet it's gonna be like a Tom Henke or something.
I
Something
hope not.
stupid like that. Look, I understand why people would be upset because these like 95s that they're handing like that are only in packs, we would get in
Pez, I'm not
programs.
disagreeing with you, and there's not as much content, but as an offline only player, I'm like, whatever. I still get the like I just finished Team Infinity and the new one's coming out on Friday. I haven't been playing it like I normally do, where that's all I do is play it. I play it for like an hour, and so I'm still getting everything I want out of it.
Getting the drip. You still got the drip.
But if they went to like total like EA, like I said to Waba, like I made David Pasternak, but I had to give up like every card I owned to get this card.
Yeah.
Because they make you give 40 collectibles to get a card. Do you know what it does to get a card in MLB The Show? You just play the program. That's it. You just play the game.
What do we do now?
Play to
Now
win
we
the
play
game.
the game.
Yeah, all you do is play the game. But NHL is like, no, you're gonna have to collect all these cards, throw them all away, or you're gonna have to buy packs. Or you just if MLB The Show goes to a point where you have to buy packs without being able to earn stubs in the game, then they are just like EA.
Yeah, well, I think I brought it up last week. Like they're gonna introduce like the diamond currency or whatever, diamond points, or whatever it's
Yes,
gonna be
you
called.
didn't, but you're bang on. If they do that, I'm out. Because like NHL right now, me and Pez talked about it. I think I'm just done because they just keep kicking me all the time. At the beginning of the year, they were giving us cards, they're doing everything, and then halfway through the year, they're like, you know what?
Yeah, we're gonna
I
stop.
want like, yeah, I want 40 collectibles.
Hey, do you guys like your female hockey player X Factors? Well, we're not gonna upgrade them.
Yeah.
Get
Caroline
wrecked.
Harvey just got an upgrade to 94 from Team of the Year. It had been almost, what is it, 30, 60, 90, 100 days.
And was that the one that Thrash, one of their biggest content creators, was like, can you please upgrade this person? Please.
No, that
please,
was Despians. She didn't get a Team of the Year, but her X Factor was basically doing nothing. But there is still one goalie. She's the goalie. I forget her name. I think her first name is Erin. She's a Team of the Year. She's a Team Canada, I believe. No, she plays for Boston. She's a Boston goalie for the PWHL.
Erin Ambrose.
Oh, is that it? Okay, sorry.
She's from Keswick.
Yeah, then, so she is still had no upgrades yet for Team of the Year. It's Team of the Season. I disagree with how they're making some upgrades, but that's fine.
You know, speaking of card collecting games where you want to catch them all, Waba Plays, you, my friend, came across something that caught your eye.
That is so fire. So I'm
still
kind of
got it.
You still got it. I love sending stuff to PSA to get graded. I have a lot of my old cards and some new ones too. We're not gonna talk about all of them, but I've been trying to get into getting my old Pokemon cards graded, and recently I sent a few in. One my daughter got from a live break, which was fun. And
was
then
it the Chonky Chew?
No, it was a Charizard she got from an online break. Not super valuable. So I've been sending them in visual. I'm gonna tell you descriptively because Court was like, "You're gonna show card." I'm like, "No, I can't." But I want to just share a few Pokemon cards, and I'm gonna tell you about them. So one that I sent in was my old Blastoise, not Shadowless, and that came back as 6. That is consistent with my old Charizard. Not a great card, but it's protected.
So you say not Shadowless? Is that because the Shadowless version is worth more?
Shadowless is early and worth way more. So I kept this one in a Tupperware, and it's a Blaine's Moltres. It came back as an 8. There are some whiting on the back corners. The two I'm going to talk about right now, I have every intention of selling, but I need to find the right time because the grades came back much better than I expected. I don't actually know what this Pokemon is. It's from both of these are from 2005, by the way. I just got random packs. I still have the actual foil. A Politoed EX. It's worth a few hundred now.
I have never
as an 8.
Heard of a Politoed.
I don't know. I tried to sell this card for $40, but I'm basically going to hold on to it now because I want to sell it at some point. But the one that really shocked me, and you might not, I will say this, I don't know a lot about the actual Pokemon. I don't know a lot about the actual card or the set, but this shocked me. Again, this has been kept in a Tupperware, okay, in a hard for years. 2005 card. So this is like a 20-year-old card. Ferligator. Again, I'm
Never
sorry for not Pokemon. Doesn't matter. 2005 card came back at 10. So
if you didn't have this crazy on background thing, I could actually see what you're holding.
That's why I wore this giant hoodie.
Oh, is that why? It's not just because you wear it every day.
It's not because I'll wear it every time. And the reason why I want to talk about this,
you wanted to wear that to the Bruins game, didn't you?
I want to wear it to PAX, but it's too.
Oh, it would have been way too hot.
Stay on brand. The fact that I have a 20-year-old card that came back as a 10, and I didn't slip money to the person grading is unbelievable. Now, granted, I would bribe them if I could. I can't. So just let's not make me out to be a saint. I'm shocked. I don't understand the value of a lot of these and to hold on to them, but this was one I was basically going to sell and be like, okay, it's going to fund being able to grade hockey cards I actually want to.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is very much
like trying to get a Connor Bedard and wasting hundreds of dollars and getting nothing.
It's all
hey, he did it on stream. He can write it off.
It's reducing my taxable income.
It's true,
dude. I had to send my stuff, and the guy's like, "You got a lot of expenses." I'm like, "I do, don't I?" Right? And don't worry, it's itemized. But this became something I was basically gonna flip, I don't know, this week to something and this is Pokemon nerds here, reach out to me because I don't know. I'm gonna go to the Poke Investing subreddit. The fact that you can get a 10 from something that's already 20 years old is unreal. Especially because kids store things in stupid ways.
Mm-hmm.
My super valuable cards they're coming back 6s, but at least they're protected now. This is wild. So again, I'm trying to figure out the value. It's
Wow,
I
he
can't
is like
overstate.
speechless. He doesn't even know what to do with this.
I
He's
can't
so
overstate
flabbergasted.
First time
the
ever.
surprise. The surprise looking at something from 2005 that I sent in to sell. Low expectation. I said I didn't even care about it. It comes back as Gem Mint, dude. It does not get better from this company.
I have almost cared.
Just know that I made one good decision when I was a kid of putting this thing in a sleeve.
Wow,
So-
should I go get my Wayne Gretzky rookies graded?
Yes.
No, I'm not putting them in the mail. I don't care.
Then walk it to PSA or to probably Beckett. But yeah, it's just really cool. I didn't expect it. I don't know if I would have.
I can't see that.
I mean, it looks pretty. No, I'm looking at the back.
No, it's not on. Greg, you're. It's
Oh.
not on camera.
Paz.
Oh,
Other
wrong.
there.
Sorry, wrong one.
Ooh, Griffey.
Ken Griffey.
Hat
Sorry,
back on
wrong
Griffey
camera.
too.
And then,
I had it
but
on
yeah.
the first camera.
Anyway, so that was cool for me. And then if you care about hockey, Young Gun, UD Canvas, Swayman, 10, Gem Mint, and then obviously a 2019 SP Authentic Trent Frederick autograph or rookie to 999. That comes back as a 10.
Only one out of one because everyone else threw theirs away.
I got it as a redemption.
1 out of 1 because no one else cares about a fourth liner auto card. The PSA guy, the reason you got a 10 on that Pokemon card is the PSA guy felt so bad he had to grade a Trent Frederick card that he was like, you know what? Next one, I'm sick of this guy's lot. The next one, getting a 10, and bang, there was
the guy was probably
Fergalicious.
looking at your lot and be like, "What is this? This guy's grading. The grading costs more than the card."
Do you think you had to look up who this person was? He's like, how do you like Wikipedia?
So explain to me. So if you get it graded, it's worth more?
It is. So like this is my daughter's card. We got it in a break. It's a 10. Again, the card is not valuable, but now it is because somebody with authority is now telling you this card in this condition is worth this. Now, what some people do is if they don't agree, they'll crack the slab and resend it, and hope to get a better grade. But it's a way to protect, and it's a way to basically hold the value. So your Gretzky rookie, again, I know you don't want to send it through the mail, but
which one? I've got like 17 of them.
Jesus Christ. It's a way to basically ensure the value, like have the value.
Which one is
identified.
worth more, the
blue-
Gretzky or the Bobby Orr?
Gretzky. Gretzky's the most valuable card in hockey.
I know. I was just asking you. I've got Messier, Ray Bork.
It's
I believe it's pronounced Trent Frederick Auto. PSA 10.
Sorry, Gretzky's number 2. Trent Frederick Auto is 1.
Yeah, it goes Trent Frederick, Gretzky, or Sean Thornton. In that,
but it is, and
way.
again,
I do laugh. Have you seen the prices that have gone down so much for Upper Deck Series 2? Because the Bedard's only worth like $700 now. So all these people that bought like boxes for $400, the boxes now you can get it for like $250. I was like, oh no!
It's because the initial hype. I mean,
$250 for a box now. They were $400.
They're I hope they come down because I want to keep opening stuff. I like opening cards anyway.
I had them. They were at my local Walmart. They had a ton of it just hanging up. No one's grabbing it now. Because the price of the card went down so much, I think.
I will buy.
No, Court, don't do it. Or do it and then send it to him a year later.
I did, Waba. You'd be happy to know I had my one extra box of Bruins alumni, and I've had it sitting on eBay, and someone finally bought it for double what I paid for it.
100? I have 2. I need to open those on stream, so I'll do that, and then I'll send it to whoever I get to PSA. It's just fun. You know what I don't know. It's like there's a fun of opening.
I disagree with the fun part, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, as long as you're happy, that's fine.
I think opening cards is fun anyway, and I know we're all like sports games, but these are like tangible. Like I don't like buying packs in video games because I think it's like there's no value.
Right.
Someone's trying to hack my BattleNet. It says they're resetting my BattleNet password. Yeah, I didn't click to do that.
They want to play Overwatch. But I like sending something to PSA because it's always just cool to like get it back and see like. Because if you hit a 9 or a 10 on something, that's like a big deal. And the value is, it's good. But like, I like the idea of being able to hand these, some of these cards to my daughter when she's old enough, especially the Pokemon ones that she can have fun with. And it's not like, oh man, this thing's going to get trashed or crumpled like all our cards were. Because, us as kids were idiots. We didn't understand the value of a penny sleeve and a hard leg sleeve. Like now, if you have something valuable, but you want your, kids to enjoy it too, you put it in one of these. It's going to be fine forever. And let's say somebody shakes it over and over and other, edges are ruined. Guess what? It's still a 10 in the case. So that's kind of my show and tell piece. But
hey, can I throw a question out there? Would you guys ever get a game graded?
Oh, Uh,
I've heard. Yes,
Hmm.
but none of them are good. Like my NHL 94 and my NHL 95 is actually pretty mint, and it's got everything inside of it. You're going, "Ugh," but
no,
like
I'm just trying to think in
you
general.
you
Like,
got a Pokemon that's worth 5 cents now worth $1.50. Like
no, it was worth about 20. Now it's worth the value held, but I know
the
what you mean.
value held, eh?
I would say I would get
I
a
want comics.
unopened
Comics graded make more sense to me.
comics graded do make more sense. I need to grade my Batman #1.
Yeah, I have a
yeah.
Well, we both have Batman #1, right?
But mine is signed by the author and the artist.
That hurts me that you have that.
What
Awesome.
hurts me is that I didn't walk it over to Beckett immediately, who was there, so I could ship it off. I'm so stupid. I'm so
where you
unhappy.
bought
You know
it?
what?
Decision.
You know what?
It was-
I have never agreed more with a statement that you have.
Fair.
It was where you bought it, like whatever convention or whatever you bought it at.
So
they
the
were there?
convention, I already bought it, but what was happening is they were standing next to the booth, and they would have somebody walk it over, so they would authenticate that it was there. Like they would authenticate it was
$1.25 Waba.
$1.25.
However, I didn't know how big it would become. It was my first or second convention,
Yeah.
so I didn't know, and now I do. So I'm gonna.
Don't
send
you
it
have
in.
homebound? Was it Homeward Bound or what was that game? Earthbound. Don't you have that
Earthbound?
too?
I don't have Earthbound.
I don't either.
I
I,
thought you
wish
did.
I did. Homeward Bound, the movie about the dogs.
Homeward Bound the movie.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude, what a sad
Earthbound.
movie.
I thought you had Earthbound.
Sad
No,
I wish.
Okay.
I wish
think-
I had Earthbound.
I think for certain games it is like it has to be super rare. Like I see people like I don't like the idea of grading disc games, but you have a game like Risk of Rain or something like that, super rare, especially if it's unopened. I think unopened Nintendo cartridge games probably make the most
They're
sense.
all going to be the only reason Nintendo card. I'll explain this. So, as someone that grew up and I have the disposable income because that's my age group, we all do. That's why Nintendo old games are worth a lot of money right now. As kids keep getting older, the PlayStation 1 games are going to be worth a ton of money. Like, Waba, get on it. The PlayStation 2 games are going to be worth a ton of money because those games are on those black discs and they'll still work.
You mean that NCAA 14 over there could be graded? I'm not going to grade it. It is going to sit over there.
I was gonna say maybe you do.
Did
Want
you put it in
thought
like a
about
trophy case?
No, it's just sitting on my shelf right now.
I would protect that just in. Well, honestly, I kept mine in a fireproof case.
You
until I
stood
made it
beside.
video.
You stood beside Pez. No one's going near Pez.
I'm not. I'm just saying, get yourself a fireproof case and put your valuable games in it. Yeah, just bring it.
It'll be NCAA 14. It'll be Ghostbusters on NES that everybody
Do you have
hated, and I do have it. And
I should get that.
ice
You know what I
hockey.
was going to buy? I want ice hockey. I got ice hockey. I want Akari Warriors. I loved
Ooh.
Akari Warriors. That game was so good.
What do I have in? I'm obviously not going to go look during the show. I have Mario 3. Obviously, everyone has that. I have Ghostbusters. I have ice hockey. I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Konami original.
That game is terrible.
It's so hard. Stupid damn level. So hard.
Dude, you guys realize we've done almost 45 minutes of the show and we haven't got past what we do this
just
weekend?
talked the
That's
crack.
fine.
We've just
we are
talked
going
the
to
crack
talk
for
about
40
stuff.
minutes.
Don't worry.
It's the best.
So we'll
It's the
go
best.
to Star Wars next. Yes.
Yeah, don't worry.
All right. Well, guys, speaking of I don't know. I don't have a segue for this.
Okay.
Speaking of reaching beyond the stars.
Sure. You
I
know
like
what? I'll
it.
take it.
You know what? I like it. I like it.
I feel like I was a little bit right. When we first heard about Star Wars Outlaws, I'm like, well, it's Uncharted. It's finally our Uncharted Star Wars game. It 100% looks like the Uncharted Star Wars game. It looks amazing. To me, it looks great. I know some people were saying in the trailer, like, the mocap doesn't look the greatest. I'm like, what? Like, honestly, it's more about the gameplay and the story. The calls, like seeing Jabba the Hutt and like all those Easter eggs that they put in the trailer, I was like, well done. The fact that you're running away from the Empire and all the syndicates, like, I am very excited to play this game, and I'm hoping, because to be totally honest, Ubisoft, I feel, does a phenomenal job with regards to like open world, doing like going here, making sure you get off the checkboxes. If I'm playing like a Ubisoft type game with Star Wars, I think I'm like 100% all in, like every second of this game. I'm really hoping the story's good though. If it's like, because Far Cry 6, the last one, with the guy from Breaking Bad in it, that story was phenomenal. If they can give me some sort of story like that and still have the Ubisoft gameplay that you get from Far Cry or Assassin's Creed, I'm in, and it's massive. Massive made one of my favorite Ubisoft games of all time, The Division 2. Like I just and Ubisoft Toronto was doing the narration. Who did Far Cry 6? I'm pretty sure I'm in. Like I don't know, man.
Quote's already in. Quote's in.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I do like that it's an original character. I don't understand the nerds online who are like, this woman's ugly. Like,
why does that matter? And she's not.
Can people just go outside? Just go outside for like 10 minutes. Just go get the sun on your face. It's above 60 degrees. You'll be fine. 60 degrees Fahrenheit, like 15 degrees Celsius. Go outside.
Well done.
Get off the internet and just have a coffee or something.
And being angry about the world all the time.
And just, who cares what your main character looks like? If it's a woman, who cares if she's attractive or not? Stop it. Unless it's like an Atlas game, no one's there to look at the women. Waba, don't say anything.
Or Stellar Blade. Jesus.
Or Stellar Blade. But like, play the game, enjoy the story, shut your mouths, because all Star Wars fans cry about is story. We want new stories. We want new Star Wars stuff. And then new Star Wars stuff comes out and they're like, it's not the old Star Wars. I don't like it. Where's Han Solo? Blah, 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 blah.
Her hairdo is straight out of the 80s. It was like, I thought it was perfect. I thought the character design on this was fantastic.
Well, that's because you're not a terminally online dork like the rest of these chuds that are all complaining about what the main character looks like.
That's not also what they're complaining about. I'm gonna say this because I brought it up somewhere else, and somebody was like, "Well, no, I complained about this," and I was like, "Well, I find that because this is a Ubisoft game, people are complaining about things that happen in every video game. I'm seeing people out there going, I can't believe there's 4 different versions of the game and that they're hiding DLC behind the pre-order." And I was just like, every game does this.
That's
Spider-Man. I brought this up before in the pre-show. Batman Arkham was like, I remember was being one of the first ones to ever do that, where the Joker missions were only available in the pre-order on PlayStation, and that's it.
Yep. I mean,
that's the only way you could play them.
You had the Hogwarts game where you could only play like the Slytherin missions or whatever on PlayStation. It's just like, again, terminally online chuds who are just being chuddish. And I don't like it. They have their knickers in a twist. And I don't like it.
I'm not saying developers doing this is like, this is the greatest thing ever, but I actually also still get it. Like, developers have found the secret sauce where they can charge you to play the game 3 days early, even though that's really the release date, and you'll pay for it. It's not their fault that we continue to pay for it. Everybody's like, this is outrageous. Here's my money.
It's like, all driven by capitalism. So if you're gonna if you are gonna pay $100 to play Suicide Squad 3 days early and it stinks, you then can't say, I can't believe Ubisoft is gonna charge us $99 to play this game 3 days early. Why wouldn't they? You're already in their pocket. You're already a terminally online chud who's gonna pay $100 for a game that you don't even know is good. So just so you can play it early. So why would Ubisoft all of a sudden get on their high horse and say, we're not going to do that? Because they still have shareholders. They still want to make as much money as possible. So if you don't like it, don't buy it. But complaining about it's not going to change it.
Wait to hear if it's good on 3dadsconsole.com.
Bang.
Before you buy it.
Nailed it.
I think I'm going to be unfair biased on this game. It's like one of those. Well, mind you, I didn't like the newest Ghostbusters VR game, so maybe you never know. But like,
you never know.
This game looks great to me. I like the fact that there's all these different planets. I like the fact that they bringing in a new character, just like EA did with Cal Kestis, and we got a new canon. I'm hoping that this can be canon as well. I'm very optimistic about this game, and it's coming out really soon. Like, August is not that far away when all things considered. And I think it's the perfect time to bring out a game, because a lot of the games that are going to come out in the fall, which is also rumored to be an Assassin's Creed game coming out in fall, Assassin's Creed Red. This is kind of Ubisoft setting themselves up for success, because as much as people will complain about Assassin's Creed until they're blue in the face, the game rakes in money every time and it outsells everything gangbusters all the time. It's like Call of Duty. People want to complain, it gets released, and everybody buys it.
Assassin's Creed will forever be Ubisoft's best-selling franchise. 100%. That's basically what they cut their teeth on, and they have succeed
And
in
I'm sure we're
every
gonna get
entry.
way more of a walkthrough of this in June, Ubisoft Forward. We'll get way more, and that's also where we'll see Assassin's Creed. But I'm actually excited that that kind of tells me that the Ubisoft Forward will be about Assassin's Creed, because them bringing out this now, saying like, here's the release date, here's the pre-order stuff, getting the hype train going, so
Mhm.
that they're not just throwing it out then in June. I think it's kind of smart.
Yeah.
I feel like with Star Wars games, especially recently, maybe not the Battlefront remake, but like when it comes to like story games like the Cal Kestis story, I feel like you have people who write the story who like it's not just like, oh, we got the property like it used to be. Let's just do whatever. Like the story is gonna be good. Especially with a team like that
Massive,
is
massive.
used to it.
The
Like they did
story
the
in the
vision.
Division
Like
2, and Pez will be right there with me. The story in that is fantastic, but I would dare to say, because the narrative director for this is coming from Ubisoft Toronto, they did the narration on the game. Far Cry 6's story is phenomenal.
Very good. It's very,
Like
very good.
very, very good. I actually would think that the gameplay is actually weak for the first time in a Far Cry, but the story is phenomenal. They now have Massive, who the gameplay in Division 2 is one of the best games I've ever, like, it gets me all the time. Like, they got new missions, I gotta go back in. Um, that game's amazing to me, and so they have 2 of my favorite Ubisoft studios making a game, and it's Star Wars, one of my favorite franchises. Like,
yeah.
yeesh. I
What
have a big
interests
smile.
What interests me about this story though is the time period in which it's taking place. So like the fact that people are like, oh, we want something like the same stuff. Like what? So you're in a world where Jabba the Hutt exists, and you have, and I'm talking about things from the trailer, so like it's not spoiler. And there's the carbonite. So you see that in the trailer. What that means is this is taking place between Empire Strikes Back
And
and
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. So you have basically the story that we all know and love running perpendicular to whatever this story is. And again, it's taking place likely before the events of like the rescue, because Jabba's alive. Unless you see the after
I'm
effect of
really
that.
wondering how they factor that in. Like, you know there's gonna be Easter eggs, because it's canon,
You,
right?
it asks, yeah. You ask, and there's so much they can draw from that. So like, you have all the bounty hunters that are like active. So like, if you're like on the run from like the
Yeah, because
underworld,
Boba Fett hasn't even fallen in the Sarlacc pit yet,
exactly, you have all
and
this,
then
and
come out of the Sarlacc pit later on.
they give you a brand new
Spoiler alert.
faction with different droids and stuff like that. What I think is fascinating is like you have a buddy in this game that is like he's got a Trade Federation droid like head. So now they're going to be looping in things from what it sounds like, things from the prequels into this in some way or fashion, which I think the Trade Federation like story concept is like super interesting. And the fact like like one of the characters on, I think on the box is this character with the droid head.
I love the
So
fact that you get the syndicates. Like, we get to say Conja Club. Like, yeah, I still love that from the new Star Wars
yeah.
when he says it over and over again. Like, it's very intriguing.
I just like that it seems like they're taking a new story but drawing within things that people already recognize and building on that. Like obviously the new faction, the new like those are all new. Those didn't exist in the movies because they didn't exist. But that's not a bad thing.
I'm actually blown away with all your knowledge about Star Wars right now. I almost think I love you more. I just can't believe this.
I watched a lot. I like it, and I don't nearly know as much as
Hold on,
people
Pez.
think. Like,
Hold on,
no,
hold on. He just, like, I didn't know of his Star Wars fandom. Like, I didn't know this existed.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Like, I'll take all of it. I've said this before. I grew up, you know, I was old enough to see Return of the Jedi in the theaters. Okay, like that's just all I'm gonna say. I'm that old, but I still find it crazy because now that we're getting so much Star Wars content, all these people are complaining, and then I always look at their age, and I hate to pull out the age difference thing, but I look at their age and I'm like,
Boomers.
yeah, I'm like, come on, like obviously you're complaining about it because you grew up with the prequels being the thing that you saw when you were 8 years old, and you ended up getting Star Wars content with cartoons and all that kind of stuff. You know what? I didn't get that. I got a terrible Ewoks cartoon that for some reason the theme song is a banger, but the show is absolutely terrible. And then I got the Droids cartoon, which the theme song, the serial, and the show was absolutely terrible. I got the Star Wars Christmas special, which is like a thing of nightmares. I got toys that they only came out for a little bit because Transformers and G.I. Joe took over. I got nothing growing up Star Wars. Nothing.
At all. I had so
Okay?
many toys, and I go to these stores now and look, and the brand new ones are like $15. I'm like, I could just buy this thing I had. Some random. I don't know.
Star Wars
These
is
are so
awesome.
good.
Can I tell
love
you my
this stuff.
one Star Wars story?
Yeah.
Okay. I went to the re-release of Return of the Jedi in 1999, I believe it was, and I was so bored, I snuck out and went into Howard Stern's Private Parts. There you go. There's my story.
I watched.
I was like, I don't understand what's happening. And my buddy was like, "You want to go to the Howard Stern movie?" And I said, "Absolutely, I do." And we snuck in.
That's for you.
Now, we do apologize that the thumbnail has Fallout on there. We honestly thought we would be able to watch it before the show, but I guess it doesn't. We don't get to watch it till 9
It's
o'clock
Wob's
tonight.
fault. It's Wob's fault.
It is my
Yeah.
fault. So I told them about it.
The one
and then I
time
went
he
to
jumps in
watch
our
it.
chat.
Honestly, it's probably the best thumbnail. I'll say this right now. It's the best thumbnail Pez has ever made.
It's
Thank you.
I'm excited so I'm a big Fallout fan anyway, but like I'm excited because like what we've seen in the trailer, I rewatched it out of spite because I was upset I had to wait until 7 minutes from now.
Dude, that
But
show looks amazing.
I will
it
watch
looks so good.
anything with Walt Goggins in it. Anything.
Yeah.
He's amazing. The Shield, he was amazing when he played
Yeah.
when he was in Sons of Anarchy.
And when he's the righteous
he was
brother
amazing.
with the brother, the Jesus thing that's on Make It
Good
Fun.
Omens? No.
Yeah, good. You're right.
Was it?
I
Was
think
it Good Omens?
something like that.
Everything he's in, I'm all in. So right away, I love Fallout. I always wear my Vault 111 hoodie to PAX, but I didn't this year.
Not this year.
And I had my Fallout socks on, so we crushed it. Played all the Fallout games. Like I'm all in, 100% all in. Not listening to the Chuds online.
Dude, it got great reviews. People that I know that have seen it have told me nothing but like this is going to be the thing you won't stop watching. I'm very excited. I'm watching right now. I'm watching Sugar on Apple, which is phenomenal. With Colin Farrell, one of I great actor. I'll say this over and over again. Apple, I don't know what it is. People who don't have it, their TV shows are fantastic. It's like they can't miss. They do very good shows. I'm watching that, and then there's one about my wife and I just started watching it. There's Loot that we really like, and then there's about the fashion designer Christian Dior or whatever during World War II. So it's really good stuff. But Fallout tomorrow while I'm working, I'm just gonna watch all of it.
Have you watched Ted Lasso yet?
Yes. What do I live under a rock?
I'm just making sure.
Jesus. It's not like my co-host on PlayStation Generation who hasn't watched Batman or Back to the Future. It's like embarrassing.
Please don't tell me it was Matt, or I regret having him on. I regret. I'm striking their episode from
89
the
Batman, or hold on, not just that. He's never seen Ghostbusters or Back to the Future.
How?
Because he cares about anime more than anything else in the world.
Oh okay, he's too busy. Never mind. No, he's too busy watching Hiramiyu Shoikana.
Dude, okay, all the dweebs in here. There's a Hayaku movie coming out that's gonna finish off the whole series.
All two of you.
No, it is a volleyball anime. It's the hypest in my life, dude. Like I watched clips of this to get amped
anime.
It's so hype. You don't understand, dude. It's so hype. It's so good.
That you can't use that word like you think it's real.
I like it. No,
it's
I
so
love
good.
The passion. Bob has got a passion for smashing, and I'm here for it.
I'm telling you, it's in theaters. I watch it, but if it's dubbed, I'm gonna scream. It's got to be subbed. I'm not some coward. That's so right. Respect, Matt. Good job being into anime. I vouch for you. It's okay. Go watch the Ghostbusters anime, and we'll talk about it.
Oh God.
Any final thoughts for the folks out there?
Man,
we did do. At least we covered Star Wars.
We covered one game.
Well, we had see what I mean, Wabba? If we started off by just asking what we did for the weekend, it's like that's the show. It's like Seinfeld. Like, I didn't even get into Curb the Enthusiasm. I watched the last episode ever, and I have thoughts.
Oh, all right, lay it out for us.
So they had you thinking, I don't want to give it all away. I can't.
Okay. All right. Maybe we'll save it for next week. Everybody go on to your HBO Max and watch the last episode of Curb the Enthusiasm. Waba, can you please give us a quick recap for our friend Robbie Bobby Miller of your Pokemon cards?
Because he does care.
Oh, so I got a Blaine's Moltres.
I got you, Robbie Bobby. Don't worry.
Blaine's Moltres PSA 8. That's my Lugia. I got that done. I got a Blastoise
shambles
1999. It is Shadow, but that came back as 6.
Oh, and Robbie Miller, I finished Team Infinity. I finished the program.
So that's near mint. This is my Polytoad EX, which came back in 8. I'm selling this.
I still don't know what a Polytoad is.
I don't know. My daughter.
I still don't understand what a Polytoad is.
From a break from someone in California, and this came back at 10, which is cool. Again, it's not super valuable, but I got it for her. And this, a 2005 Carl Furligator, don't understand what it is. It came back at 10. It's from 2005. So,
can I hit you guys before we leave? Can I hit you with one more Pokemon fact? Despite all these graded cards, Waba Plays is still 0-2 in Pokemon at PAX East.
And it's all documented.
Dude, Pez spent his whole time getting in line again to get my daughter Pokemon cards, and when she opened the pack, she's like, basics. And she threw the pack down. I was like, do you know how long he had to wait?
Do you know how many pictures with Eevee I had to take to get those cards?
Oh my god,
that's actually true. just constantly churning.
She just didn't care. She's just like, oh, they're just basics.
Chat wants to know if you're gonna regrade the Blastoise.
I don't think so. I mean, the edges are a little. I don't want to say they're soft, but there's some whiting around the edges. I do have. Okay, we're just sorry. Give me two seconds. So my Lugia, which I kept in a Tupperware, came back as an 8. I'm gonna keep that. I know. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Came back as an 8, and then my Charizard, not Shadowless, came back as 6. So this is
audio
consistent.
listeners are just loving it.
In shambles
I know,
right
I'm
now.
sorry.
Some guy is angrily driving off of a bridge because he has to listen to us. Listen to a man show cards.
I know, right? If I were to regrade, I would probably regrade the Charizard because the edges look really good. The centering looks fine. I don't really see a lot of scuff off or anything like that. But the Blastoise, there's a little bit of whitening in the top of it because what I did was I would take them out and move them like a dumb idiot when I was a kid. So there is some whiting around the edges. I don't really see that on the Charizard, so I'm actually surprised that
How has no one ever
top,
taken the Pokemon? Like, there's a Pokemon named Squirtle. Like,
it's my favorite.
It's the monetization of the name using adult toys is endless.
Can't man.
Court, there's a lot of
listen. You don't want to go.
You don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
You don't want to go up against Big Red. Okay, Big Red will shut you down. Just ask the people of Yuzu Emulator how they're doing.
Also, Court, there are looter things out there that I don't want to say on the pod, but I'm gonna tell you right after we end, and I'm gonna show you a picture.
No, I don't want. That's not how this works.
It's not lewd.
Unbelievable.
All right, folks, thank you very much for joining us. If you want to see my Pokemon cards live, you can go to youtube.com/3dads on a console, so you don't have to listen to me talk about cards, as Pez put it. Check out our articles at 3dadsconsole.com.
It wasn't the thumbnail. He had to put it in there.
It's really good. We'll probably be talking about Fallout soon. We'll definitely be doing
100% we'll be talking about Fallout next week while Court's at the Blue Jay game.
Oh, that's what we'll do. Okay.
Crushing it.
And then any final last thoughts?
No. Yeah, go follow us on Twitter, x.com/3dadspod, by the way. Go follow us on Twitter. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. And if you have about 5 to 6 minutes, head on over to the YouTube channel and watch Waba's interview with Eka, who was the co-founder of Mojikin Studio before they were bought by Toji Productions from PAX East. I will have a lot more PAX East stuff coming, including Waba getting absolutely smacked around by Hassan from Tape to Tape. And we sat down.
Only that happened twice because
we don't have to upload that
because myself and Hassan played Pez and Waba.
They beat us,
and we whooped their butt.
You don't have to upload that.
It was tragic. And then we sat down with the creative director and a developer from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, so we will have some audio on that as well. So stay tuned. Hit the subscribe. We'll see you soon.
And do your taxes. You can't listen to us in jail. Bye.